Greetings, everybody. This is Izzy here, coming to you with my review for the 2019 psychological crime thriller drama Joker. Joker is directed by Todd Phillips, starring Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, Joker. This is an attempt of the WB to launch this DC Black universe, which is focusing on a series of standalone films that is supposed to be more darker, serious, and has no connection to the DCEU whatsoever. The film is very old school in its tradition in terms of how it's conveying its message to the audience. And a lot of online critics and written reviews were trying to buy into this whole sense of creating a mass hysteria form of controversy into believing that this film was glamorizing the overall content of having the Joker praise violence, having the Joker become this symbol of romanticism, if you will. And I have to say, it's completely irresponsible for critics to try to stir up an unnecessary amount of fear into believing that people who go to watch this film are putting themselves in danger of someone walking in and shooting up the place. I understand that there are people who want to be safe. I understand that there are people who have questions. I understand that there are people who truly believe that they, for whatever reason, they feel as though Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips should be the moral compass of society, that they should, for whatever reason, sit down with people and explain to them that, hey, murder is wrong, do not become like the Joker. Look, it's common sense, folks. You don't necessarily have to watch this film or read about the Joker to know that, hey, murder is wrong, and that you have a strict sense of morality within you that has been instilled in you to know right from wrong. I have to say, I really enjoyed the Joker. I loved it. It's very different from what people might be initially expecting. I know there's probably a lot of people who think that when they go watch this film, they're going to see an appearance of Batman. They're going to see all kinds of epic fights and bloody brutality. And I have to say, it's nothing like that, folks. There is no And again, this here is not a spoiler because this is fairly common knowledge, so you can't get mad at this. There is no Batman appearance, folks. There is no Harley Quinn. There is no cute little Easter eggs that you, at least from my initial viewing, that you watch and go, oh man, I recognize that. Oh man, I recognize this. I recognize that. Oh man, I cannot wait to see this person show up in the next film. There's nothing like that, folks. It's a characterization of a psychological thriller drama that is focusing on the narrative of the character of Arthur Fleck transitioning from this isolated, decrepit, lonely, depressed individual into the monster that the Joker is. Joaquin Phoenix does an amazing job as Arthur Fleck. He is completely mesmerizing. He is downright bone-chilling, folks. Absolutely bone-chilling. I cannot stress enough how important it is, at least from my perspective, to just watch a man of his talent fully become the character. When I was watching this film, I was literally saying to myself, yes, that's the Joker. That's the Joker I always envisioned in my head when reading the comic books. That's the Joker that I hear in my head. That's the Joker that is the complete monster that has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. And Joaquin Phoenix is he deserves an Academy Award for this performance. Should he not win an Academy Award, folks, I will scream to the high heavens because it will be complete and utter blasphemous if he does not win an Academy Award. I know this is something he probably doesn't care about as far as accolades are concerned, but seriously, Joaquin Phoenix deserves an Oscar for this role. Absolutely, 100%. And this is not an exaggeration, folks. This is my true beliefs. Joaquin Phoenix is by far one of the greatest and most underrated actors, in my opinion. When I first heard that they were bringing the Joker into a solo film, I was a bit hesitant because I wasn't exactly sure how they were going to successfully create a film that was not going to include Batman, that wasn't going to include Harley Quinn, not necessarily incorporate anything that will have the Joker play off of someone who is just as fantastic as he is, if you will. And when I heard Joaquin Phoenix was attached to play the role, I was like, okay, I can get on board with this. I loved Walk the Line, I loved Gladiator, and I thought Signs was amazing, and I found him to be remarkably talented. And then when I watched the first trailer, I was like, okay, this is, okay, I may need to see another trailer, but I could get on board with this. And I watched the second trailer, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I have to watch this. This became one of my most anticipated films of 2019. And the tone of this film is dark, dreary. Gotham City is very decayed. It's very much on the brink of political and economic collapse, and it's very reminiscent to what's going on in society today. How there's just so much uncertainty and chaos and divisiveness in the world. And even though it's set in 1981, I loved how it has a very old school traditional view to it, and there's nothing innovative, if you will, about it. It's just focusing on this story, focusing on this man, and you are on a complete emotional and frightening journey with this man as he's slowly and gradually going into the depths of insanity. And the Joker as a character has been romanticized for years, and I've always viewed that the Joker was, how could I put this? For the longest time, we have been accustomed to the idea of embracing the ideology of the villain. How villains were too cool to hate. When you think of someone like Walter White, you think of someone like Vic Mackey or Francis Underwood, you think, oh man, you vicariously live through these characters, but you don't necessarily understand just how awful they are as human beings. There's nothing sympathetic about them. There's nothing likable about them. So you couldn't really understand why you are embracing who they are. And that's what I loved about this film. This film pulls no punches in the presentation of the Joker. How, yes, Arthur Fleck, you sympathize with Arthur Fleck, and you absolutely do. You feel sorry for him. You want to see this man overcome whatever issues that he's experiencing in his life. You want him to become successful with his dreams of becoming a stand-up comedian and his struggles. But on the other hand, as you watch him slowly metamorphosize into this psychopathic, maniac-driven clown, you realize, oh my God, this man, this is a monster. This, there are plenty of people who have grown up in horrible areas of their life. They've been abused, they've been subjected to all kinds of, verbal and physical insults. But at the same time, there's some people who have overcame that and went on to become, law-abiding citizens, and they become respectable human beings. What the presentation is with this film is the fact that the Joker, this is not someone that you want to be like. This is not someone you want to embrace. This is an individual who is, by all intents and all purposes, he is an absolute chaotic monster who is just gladly revels in the overall fact of watching somebody else's misery and watching somebody else suffer and die. And watching Joaquin Phoenix become this character, as I said, folks, is downright chilling, absolutely horrifying. I sat there watching the film, and there was just so many scenes that made me uncomfortable because I just began to realize there's just something off about this man. There's something that's just brewing underneath the surface that when it finally comes out, there will be no stopping him. There will be no recuperation or any type of therapy that is going to heal him. And once he fully embraces who he is, that's when you come to the realization, folks, that this is the Joker. This is the Joker that I can see Batman beating to a bloody pulp. This is the Joker that I would love to see in Suicide Squad. This is the Joker that should have been in Suicide Squad, but hey, you can't always have what you want, but you can always hope for the best in terms of the product. But through it all, I love this film. Everything from the music, from the atmosphere, from the acting performance of Joaquin Phoenix, and the overall characterization of realizing just what a horrible monstrosity of the Joker is. This is what I feel. I actually believe this is what the DC and WB should have been doing from the beginning. Instead of trying to establish a shared universe, maybe they should have been focusing more on the standalone darker universe and not necessarily trying to compete with what Marvel's doing. But I don't view this film as necessarily having any type of political agenda. I don't view it as attempting to incite violence. I don't view it as glamorizing anything other than the fact that it's a warning that while society is horrible, while society can be horrible, I should rephrase that. Society can be horrible, but you can overcome the horribleness that that it can tend to stifle you with. It's a warning that do not become this man. Do not become the Joker. Do not allow society to reach you to the point of you believing that you have no way out, and that the only way out that you have is committing horrible acts of violence. That's how I view it. And again, this is my opinion. I understand that there are people who might have a different opinion from whatever it is that I'm presenting here, and I understand that, and I accept it. But overall, folks, I love the film. I thought it was brilliant. It's a cinematic masterpiece, a wonderful tour de force acting from Joaquin Phoenix. I give it a 2 thumbs up, a 5 out of 5. I do not recommend bringing your children, folks. For one, as I said, there's no Batman in this. You are watching this. It's a 2-hour character orientation of a man who has essentially lost everything and his sanity. And I loved every second of it. I cannot wait to watch it again, and I cannot wait to purchase it on DVD. I recommend it. I absolutely recommend it. Whenever you get a chance to watch it, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's this weekend, spread the word. Watch it, folks. It's not as horrible or as violent as critics are making it out to be. And do not let these critics who were attempting to cause any type of unnecessary fear stop you from going to the movie theater, folks. Go and watch it for yourself, and let me know what you thought about it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. Provide a like, and let me know on my Facebook what you thought about it. I will see you all again. And once again, 2 thumbs up, a 5 out of 5. And I'll be seeing you all again, my friends. Take care and be safe. Peace.